Child of my heart, I have something wonderful to tell you about what you have been asking me for. The answer you have been waiting for has already been released from my throne room. It is signed with my own hand, sealed with my authority, bearing your name on it. The miracle you thought would never come has already been set in motion. It is traveling toward you through dimensions you cannot see, carried by forces you cannot measure, moving at a speed that defies your understanding of time. What you believed was delayed was actually being prepared. What you thought I had forgotten was actually being perfected. The weight you endured in tears was not punishment, it was preparation. I know you have been asking me when. When will the breakthrough come? When will the situation change? When will the door open? When will the healing manifest? When will the provision arrive? When will the relationship be restored? When will the promise be fulfilled? I have heard every single one of those questions. I have felt the weight behind every word. The frustration, the exhaustion, the confusion. The moments when you wondered if I was even listening anymore. The nights when you questioned whether your prayers were bouncing off the ceiling or actually reaching my throne. I want you to know something that will shift everything you have been feeling. Your prayers did not just reach me. They moved me. Every word you spoke to me in secret created a ripple effect in the spiritual realm that you cannot see from where you are standing. Every tear that fell while you were praying became a seed that I planted in the soil of your future. Every moment you chose to trust me when everything around you was screaming that I had abandoned you became a building block in the foundation of what I am about to do in your life. You have not been praying into the void. You have been building something with me. You just could not see it because I was constructing it behind the veil, in the place where my purposes are formed before they ever touch the earth. There is something I need you to understand about how I work. I do not operate according to your clocks. I do not move according to your calendars. I do not measure time the way you do. What feels like forever to you is a breath to me. What seems like delay from your perspective is precision from mine. I am not late. I have never been late. Not once in the history of creation have I missed a moment that mattered. I was not late when I delivered the Israelites from Egypt. They stood at the edge of the Red Sea with the Egyptian army closing in behind them, and they thought it was over. They thought I had led them into the wilderness just to die. But I was exactly on time. I parted the waters at the precise moment when there was no other option, no backup plan, no human solution. I was exactly on time when I sent my son to the earth. Generations had waited, prophets had spoken, kings had hoped. And then, in the fullness of time, at the exact moment when everything was aligned, he came. I was not late when I raised him from the dead. 3 days. It felt like an eternity to those who loved him. They thought the story was over. They thought the promise had died with him. But on the third day, at the exact moment ordained before the foundation of the world, life conquered death. I was exactly on time. And I am not late with what you have been asking me for. I am exactly on time. The reason it is not manifested yet is not because I do not care. It is not because I do not have the power. It is not because I changed my mind. It is because I had been preparing both the miracle and the person who will receive it. I have been preparing you. The version of you who first started praying that prayer is not the same version of you who is about to receive the answer. You have been changed in the waiting. You have been refined. You have been strengthened. You have been positioned. The person you were when you first asked would not have been able to carry what I'm about to give you, but the person you have become in the process of waiting is ready. You are ready for the weight of the blessing. You are ready for the responsibility that comes with answered prayer. You are ready for the new level I am bringing you into. Think about it. When you first came to me with that request, you had certain expectations about how I would answer. You had certain ideas about what the miracle would look like. You had certain timelines in your mind about when it should happen, but I saw things you could not see. I knew that if I gave it to you then, in the state you were in, it would have actually harmed you more than helped you. I knew that you needed to develop character muscles that could only be built through resistance. I knew that you needed to learn lessons about dependence on me that could only be learned in the waiting room. I knew that you needed to discover truths about my faithfulness that could only be discovered when circumstances said I had abandoned you, but you chose to believe I had not. I need you to sit with me for a moment. Not in a hurry, not rushing to get to the next thing, not scrolling while you listen, not distracted by the noise of the world. I need you to be fully present with me because what I am about to tell you requires your full attention. I have what you need. Not what you think you need. Not what the world told you to want. Not what other people convinced you would make you happy. I have what you actually need. The real need. The one buried so deep inside your heart that you sometimes forget it is there. The one you do not always have words for. The one you have tried to fill with everything else and nothing worked. You tried to fill it with achievements. You climbed the ladder. You reached the goals. You collected the accolades. And when you got to the top, you realized the emptiness was still there. You tried to fill it with relationships. You found someone. You built something. You invested everything. And when it fell apart, the emptiness got bigger, not smaller. You tried to fill it with substances, with distractions, with entertainment, with busy schedules that kept you from having to feel what you were really feeling. And all of those things worked for a moment, for an hour, for a day. But then the emptiness came back, more intense than before, because now you had wasted time trying to fill it with things that were never designed to fill it. You need love that does not have conditions attached to it. You need patience that does not run out when you make mistakes. You need understanding that goes beyond surface-level explanations. You need someone who knows every single thing about you, every failure, every secret, every shameful moment, every broken piece, and still chooses you, still wants you, still delights in you, still calls you beloved. That is what I have for you. That is what I am offering you in this moment. Not just the external miracle you have been asking for, but the internal transformation that will change everything about how you experience life. Come and sit beside me. I am not standing far away waiting for you to clean yourself up before you approach. I am not sitting on a distant throne requiring you to go through layers of protocol to reach me. I am right here, right beside you, closer than your own breath. I've been here the entire time you were searching for me. I never moved. You were the one who wandered. You were the one who got distracted. You were the one who listened to voices that told you I was far away, that you had to earn access, that you had to be perfect before I would listen. Those were lies. I have been here all along, waiting for you to stop running and just sit with me. You do not have to perform for me. You do not have to pretend. You do not have to put on a mask of strength when you are falling apart inside. I already see it all. The struggle you hide from everyone else. The thoughts you are too ashamed to speak out loud. The temptations you fight in private. The failures you replay over and over in your mind. The regrets that haunt you. The wounds that never seem to heal. I see all of it. And I am not disappointed. I am not frustrated. I am not keeping score of how many times you have failed. I am inviting you to be real with me. Talk to me about the feeling that is hurting your heart, the one you have been trying to ignore, the one you have been pushing down, the one you have been medicating with distractions, the one you have been too ashamed to name out loud. I want to hear about it, not because I do not already know, but because you need to release it. You need to stop carrying it alone. You were never meant to bear the weight of that pain by yourself. You were designed to bring it to me, to lay it down at my feet, to let me carry what you were never strong enough to hold. Tell me about the disappointment that has been sitting in your chest like a stone, the one that formed when someone you trusted let you down, when the door you were certain would open slammed shut in your face, when the person you thought would stay walked away, when the dream you invested everything into crumbled before your eyes, when the promise someone made to you turned out to be empty words, when the opportunity you were counting on fell through, when the breakthrough you were expecting turned into another setback. I know about the disappointment. I saw it happen. I felt your heart break when it happened. I heard the sound of hope shattering into pieces. I watched you try to hold it together in front of other people while you were dying inside. But I need you to give me permission to heal it. I need you to stop protecting it. Stop nursing it. Stop replaying the moment over and over in your mind, trying to figure out what you could have done differently. It was not your fault. And even if you made mistakes, even if you contributed to the breakdown, I still have the power to redeem it. I still have the ability to take what was broken and create something more beautiful than the original. That is what I do. I specialize in resurrection. I take dead things and breathe life into them. I take shattered pieces and make them into masterpieces. I take ruins and build gardens. But I need you to give me the pieces. I need you to stop trying to glue it back together yourself. I need you to trust me with the brokenness. Tell me about the fear that wakes you up in the middle of the night. The one that whispers lies to you when you are vulnerable. The one that tells you the worst is going to happen. That you are going to lose everything. That you are not going to make it. That the struggle is never going to end. That the sickness is going to win. That the provision is going to run out. That the people you love are going to leave. That the door is never going to open. That you are going to be stuck in this place forever. I need you to bring that fear into the light. Fear loses its power when you expose it. It thrives in darkness. It grows in secrecy. But when you speak it out loud in my presence, when you name it and hand it over to me, it begins to shrink. I am bigger than your fear. I am stronger than the worst-case scenario your mind has created. I am more powerful than every single thing you are afraid of. Tell me about the loneliness that has been eating away at you. The feeling of being surrounded by people but still feeling completely alone. The ache of wanting someone to truly see you, to truly know you, to truly understand what you are going through. The exhaustion of wearing masks, of pretending to be okay when you are not, of smiling through pain, of showing up when you want to disappear. The isolation that comes from carrying secrets you think would make people reject you if they knew. The emptiness that comes from surface-level connections that never go deeper than small talk. I see you. I know you. I understand you. Not in a surface-level way. Not in a polite conversational way. I understand you at a depth that no human being ever could. I understand the why behind your reactions. I understand the wounds that cause you to build walls. I understand the trauma that makes you push people away even though what you really want is for them to stay. And I am not going anywhere. You cannot scare me off. You cannot push me away. You cannot do anything that will make me stop loving you. I have not forgotten you. I know it feels that way sometimes. I know there have been moments when you looked around at what other people were receiving and wondered why I was blessing them and not you. Wondered what you did wrong. Wondered if you were being punished for something. Wondered if I just did not care about you the way I care about others. That is a lie straight from the enemy. I do not have favorites. I do not love some of my children more than others. I do not bless based on performance. I bless based on my nature, and my nature is generous. My nature is loving. My nature is faithful. What I have done for others, I will do for you. What I have provided for them, I will provide for you. Not because you earned it, not because you deserve it, but because you are mine. Your name is written on the palm of my hand. I think about you constantly. Before you wake up in the morning, I am already thinking about you. When you are going through your day, distracted by 1,000 things, I am thinking about you. When you fall asleep at night, I am watching over you. You are never far from my thoughts. You are never outside of my awareness. You are never beyond my reach. I see every struggle. I hear every cry. I feel every pain. And I am working on your behalf even when you cannot see what I am doing. The reason you have not seen it yet is not because I forgot. It is because I have been working on perfect timing. There's a specific moment when everything will align, when the right people will be in the right place, when the right doors will open, when the right resources will become available, when your heart will be in the right position to receive what I want to give you, when the enemy will be out of position to steal it, when the conditions will be optimal for the miracle to not just happen, but to last. That moment is closer than you think. It is not years away. It is not decades away. It is approaching rapidly. And when it arrives, you will understand why it had to happen exactly when it did. You will look back on all the times you thought I was late and realize I was setting up something so precisely orchestrated that even one day earlier would have disrupted the entire plan. In my perfect time, a great miracle will come to you. Not a small adjustment, not a minor improvement, not a slight shift. A great miracle. Something that will leave no doubt that I did it. Something that cannot be explained by natural means. Something that cannot be attributed to coincidence or luck or good timing. Something that will cause people around you to stop and take notice and ask what happened to you. Something that will make them want what you have. Something that will become a testimony that will encourage others for generations. This miracle has your name written on it. It was designed specifically for your situation. It fits your need perfectly. It addresses not just the surface problem but the root issue underneath. Think about the woman with the issue of blood who had suffered for 12 years. She had spent everything she had on doctors who could not help her. She had been isolated from her community because of her condition. She had been labeled as unclean. She had lived with shame and pain and hopelessness for over a decade. And then she heard that I was passing through her town. Something rose up in her spirit. A seed of faith that said if she could just touch the hem of my garment, she would be healed. She pushed through the crowd. She risked being discovered and publicly shamed. She reached out her hand. She touched my robe. And immediately the issue that had tormented her for 12 years was gone. Not gradually, not over time, immediately. Because when the right person meets the right moment with the right faith, miracles happen instantly. That is what is coming for you. An encounter with me that will change everything in a moment. A touch from heaven that will heal what has been broken for years. A word from my mouth that will shift your entire trajectory. A movement of my hand that will rearrange your circumstances. And it will happen suddenly. Not slowly, not gradually. Suddenly. You will be surrounded by my presence. Not just aware of it in a theological sense. Not just believing it in a conceptual way. You will feel it. You will sense it in the atmosphere around you. When you wake up, you will feel it. It will be like a warm blanket of peace settling over you before you even open your eyes. When you walk into a room, you will feel it. Others will feel it too. They will comment on something being different about you, something they cannot quite name. But they will feel the weight of my presence that rests on you. When you face a challenge, you will feel it. The calm in the middle of the storm. The confidence in the face of opposition. The peace that makes no logical sense given what you are walking through. My presence will be so tangible that it will change the way you move through your days. You will have a confidence that does not come from your own strength. You will walk into rooms differently. You will speak differently. You will make decisions differently. Not with arrogance, but with quiet assurance. The assurance that comes from knowing that the God of the universe is with you, backing you, supporting you, guiding you. You will have a peace that does not make logical sense given your circumstances. People will look at what you are dealing with and wonder how you are not falling apart. They will expect you to be stressed, anxious, panicked. But they will see peace instead. Unexplainable peace. Supernatural peace. The kind that can only come from me. You will have a joy that bubbles up from a source deeper than your emotions. Not dependent on whether things are going well or not. Not contingent on whether you got good news or bad news. Joy that comes from connection with me. Joy that comes from knowing who you are and whose you are. Joy that comes from confidence in where this story is going even when the current chapter is difficult. You will be surrounded by my grace. The grace that empowers you to do what you could never do on your own. You will find yourself doing things you never thought you were capable of. Speaking when you used to be silent. Standing when you used to collapse. Forgiving when you used to hold grudges. Loving when you used to be bitter. Giving when you used to be stingy. Serving when you used to be selfish. And you will know it is not you. It is my grace working in you and through you. The grace that gives you favor in places where you should not have favor. You will walk into situations where you are underqualified on paper and watch doors open anyway. You will meet people who have every reason to say no, and they will say yes. You will apply for things you are not sure you can get, and you will get them. Not because you worked a system, not because you knew the right people, not because you had the right credentials, but because my favor rested on you and opened doors that no one else could open. The grace that connects you with people who become divine appointments. You will meet someone at what seems like a random time in a random place, and that connection will change your life. They will have exactly what you need. They will know exactly who you need to know. They will say exactly what you need to hear, and you will realize it was not random at all. It was orchestrated by me. The grace that turns your mourning into dancing. The thing that made you cry will become the thing that makes you celebrate. The season that broke you will become the season that made you. The loss that devastated you will set you up for a gain you never would have experienced if you had not gone through the loss first. The grace that takes your mess and turns it into a message. Your pain will become your platform. Your struggle will become your strength. Your breakdown will become your breakthrough. And what the enemy meant to destroy you will become the very thing I use to deliver others. The grace that takes your test and turns it into a testimony. Everything you endured will become evidence of my faithfulness. Every battle you fought will become proof that I am a God who shows up in the middle of the fight. Every closed door will become proof that I was protecting you from something that looked good, but would have harmed you. Every delay will become proof that my timing is perfect. You will be surrounded by my transforming power. The power that changes things at a molecular level. The power that does not just rearrange externals but transforms internals. The power that does not just modify behavior but changes desires. The power that does not just give you strength to endure but actually removes the thing you have been enduring. The power that rewrites your story. You have a story up until right now. A story that includes pain and failure and disappointment and loss. But I am about to add chapters that reframe everything that came before. I am about to write plot twists that no one saw coming. I am about to introduce characters that change the entire trajectory. I am about to bring resolution to conflicts that seemed unresolvable. I am the author of your story, and I am not done writing. The power that redeems your past. All the years you think you wasted. All the time you think you lost. All the opportunities you think you missed. I am buying them back. I am restoring them. I am redeeming them. What the locusts ate, I am restoring. What the enemy stole, I am returning with interest. The power that heals your wounds, not just the physical ones, though I can heal those too, but the emotional wounds, the psychological wounds, the spiritual wounds, the ones you carry from childhood, the ones you carry from past relationships, the ones you carry from trauma you experienced, the ones you carry from words that were spoken over you. I am healing them from the root, not just putting a bandage on the surface, but going deep and healing the source. The power that breaks generational curses, the patterns that have been in your family for generations, the addictions, the poverty, the divorce, the mental illness, the abuse, the rejection, the cycles that keep repeating no matter how hard people try to break them. I am breaking them. In your generation, it stops with you. Not because you are strong enough to break it, but because my power resting on you is strong enough. The power that establishes generational blessings. What you are about to receive is not just for you. It is for your children, your children's children, your bloodline for generations to come. I am shifting the entire trajectory of your family tree. What comes after you will look different than what came before you. Because this is your generation. This is your appointed time. This is your moment to be the hinge that swings the door from curse to blessing. Your sins have been forgiven. I need you to stop dragging them back up. I need you to stop punishing yourself for things I have already pardoned. When I forgive, I do not keep a record. I do not hold it against you. I do not bring it up in arguments. I do not use it as leverage. I cast it as far as the east is from the west. Do you know how far that is? It is infinite. The east and the west never meet. That is how far I have removed your sin from you. It is gone. It is forgotten. It is no longer part of your record. The only one still holding on to it is you. And it is time to let it go. Not because it was not a big deal. Not because it did not hurt anyone. But because I paid for it. The price has been paid in full. The debt has been canceled. The account has been cleared. You are walking around carrying guilt for something that no longer exists in my records. It is like paying a bill twice. The first payment was accepted. The balance is zero. But you keep sending in payments for a debt that has already been satisfied. Stop. Receive the forgiveness. Walk in the freedom that was purchased for you. Every single thing you did that you are ashamed of has been covered by the blood of my Son. Every word you spoke that you wish you could take back. Every decision you made that you regret. Every opportunity you missed. Every person you hurt. Every moment you failed. Every lie you told. Every promise you broke. Every vow you did not keep. Every compromise you made. Every time you chose the wrong path knowing it was wrong. It has all been washed clean. You are not defined by your worst moment. You are not identified by your biggest mistake. You are not limited by your past. You are a new creation. Old things have passed away. All things have become new. The person you used to be is not the person you are becoming. I am releasing peace over your life. Not the kind of peace that depends on everything going well. Not the kind of peace that evaporates when problems arise. Not the kind of peace that requires perfect circumstances. Supernatural peace. The peace that passes understanding. The peace that guards your heart and mind. The peace that stays steady when the storm is raging. The peace that keeps you calm when everyone around you is panicking. The peace that allows you to sleep when there are 1,000 reasons to stay awake worrying. This peace is not something you generate. You cannot manufacture it by thinking positive thoughts or repeating affirmations. It is something I give. And I am giving it to you right now as you hear these words. Receive it. Let it settle into the anxious places of your mind. Let it calm the racing thoughts. Let it silence the what-if voices. Let it override the fear. Let it cover the worry. Let it guard your heart from being overwhelmed by circumstances. I am speaking words to you that bring hope. Real hope. Not wishful thinking. Not blind optimism. Not denial of reality. Hope that is anchored in who I am. Hope that is based on my track record. Hope that is rooted in my promises. Hope that says the story is not over yet. You are in the middle of the book, not at the end. There are chapters yet to be written. There are plot developments you have not seen coming. There are victories you have not experienced yet. There are blessings that have not manifested yet. There are connections you have not made yet. There are opportunities you have not encountered yet. Hope that says the best is still coming. What you have experienced up until right now, as good as some of it has been, as significant as some moments have been, is not the best. The best is ahead. I have been saving the best for last. Like the wedding at Cana where I turned water into wine, I saved the best wine for the end. That is what I am doing in your life. The last chapters are going to be better than the first chapters. The end of your story is going to be more glorious than the beginning. Hope that says there is purpose in the pain. What you are going through is not meaningless. It is not random. It is not without purpose. I am using it. I am leveraging it. I am turning it into something that will serve you in the future. The pain you are feeling right now is developing capacity in you. Capacity to handle blessing. Capacity to steward anointing. Capacity to carry authority. Capacity to help others who will go through similar things. Hope that says beauty will come from ashes. What was burned down will be rebuilt. What was destroyed will be restored. What was lost will be found. What died will be resurrected. I specialize in taking the worst situations and bringing the best outcomes. I am about to take your ashes and turn them into beauty. Your mourning into joy. Your shame into honor. Your rejection into acceptance. Your failure into success. Hope that says weeping may last for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The season of tears is temporary. It has an expiration date. It will not last forever. Morning is coming. The sun is about to rise on your situation. The darkness is about to break. The light is about to dawn, and with the light comes joy. Deep joy. Lasting joy. Unshakable joy. Hope that says what you are going through is not the end. It is a chapter, and I am about to turn the page. You have been stuck on this page for a while, reading the same sentences over and over, looking at the same problems, facing the same obstacles, dealing with the same struggles. But I am about to turn the page. A new chapter is beginning, and it reads different than the chapter you have been in. I am speaking words to you that bring tranquility, words that settle the chaos in your mind. Your mind has been a battlefield, thoughts attacking you constantly, accusations flying, condemnation landing, worries multiplying, fears growing. It has been exhausting trying to manage all of that mental noise, but my words are bringing order to the chaos. My words are silencing the accusations. My words are answering the questions. My words are calming the anxiety. My words are stilling the restlessness. My words have power. When I speak, things change. When I speak, mountains move, not metaphorically, literally. I speak to a mountain and it relocates. I speak to a situation and it shifts. I speak to a problem and it dissolves. When I speak, seas part. The water that was blocking the path separates and creates a way where there was no way. When I speak, dead things come to life. Lazarus was in the tomb for 4 days. He was not sleeping. He was not unconscious. He was dead, decomposing, beyond hope. But I spoke his name, and life returned to his body. When I speak, impossible situations shift. What was impossible yesterday becomes possible when I speak a word over it. And I am speaking over you right now. I am speaking peace over your mind.